Capricorn, and welcome to your 2024 reading. This is going to be an annual review of what you can expect this year. So we're going to be pulling a card from January all the way to December, and we will be using January as a sort of energy check-in for you, since I am getting this reading to you a little bit later. So if January resonates for you, then great, this is your reading. And for some reason, if it doesn't, I do recommend watching a different placement. So that could be your moon sign or your rising sign or any other placement you feel strongly guided to watch. Okay, and I also want to say thank you so much for your patience as I get these readings out to you. It has been a treacherous journey for me these past couple of months, so I do appreciate your patience as I get these readings out. And I do have something exciting coming soon, so I will be posting about that, but I'm going to challenge myself and start doing lives. Okay, so I will be doing lives for all the zodiac signs, but I will be separating it by the elements. So on Mondays, for example, I'll be doing fire signs, Tuesdays, the air signs, and so forth. But I'll be posting about that tomorrow. So or earlier or later today. I know it's like late for me. It's late Saturday right now, but for others, it's like morning already. So keep an eye out for that, okay? Because that is something new coming for the channel. All right, and also before we get started, I want to mention that I am also a certified Reiki practitioner. So I have that listing available on Etsy. So if you ever feel guided to receive a healing from me, all of that information is in the description box below in the Etsy listing. I also go into further detail about how I do things. But if you have questions, please feel free to reach out in any social media platform or my email as well. And also, if you ever want to get a reading with me, all of my information is in the description box below. You can book a reading straight through my Etsy shop. But without further ado, I think I've given my whole spiel. Let's get started on your reading. Oh yeah, I also have to mention that these are general readings, so if for some reason certain parts resonate, other parts don't, remember, take what does and leave what doesn't. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. So your January is King of Pentacles. February is Page of Swords. March is the King of Swords. April is the Five of Cups. May is the Knight of Cups. June is the World. I have more space than I thought. So July is the Five of Swords. August is the Six of Cups. September is the Moon. October is the Seven of Swords. November is the Hermit. And lastly is December. You have the Four of Pentacles. And the Queen of Swords wants to fall out as well. See that? So we'll put her here for the December. And bottom of the deck, you have the Two of Swords. So for this reading in particular, we will be using the background energy for the underlying energy of your entire 2024. Okay, so this is something that will either be at your subconscious, your forefront your consciousness, or it's just like the energies influencing you this entire year. Okay, so we have the Two of Swords for you. So you could be struggling with indecision this year, maybe some stagnation, feeling at a crossroads, in denial about something. Okay, yeah, you have the Two of Wands right underneath that. So I do feel that there is choices that are needing to be made this year and you're feeling unsure of what to do. Maybe you are wanting a different path for yourself, but you're comfortable with where you are, or your heart is yearning for more. Okay, I feel like for you guys, I'll get more information about this energy as the reading progresses. But for right now, that's all I'm getting. It's just kind of the stagnation, you're in denial about something, you're struggling to make decisions about a certain situation or just every aspect of your life. Okay, so if you are feeling guided to make decisions, I do feel that it's important for you to make a decision that feels good. Okay, really trust your heart, meditate on it. Don't make an impulsive decision, but also don't sit on it for too long, is the message I'm getting for you guys. Okay, it's important to confront it instead of ignoring it. Okay, so that's the energy for that. Okay, so let's get started in January. So you have the King of Pentacles, which is a great energy to start the year with. It feels like you're feeling good. This is your energy. Okay, it's very much the earth energy. So it does feel like you're in your power at the start of the year. You know, you're looking good, feeling good, smelling good. Money could be good. And if it's not good, it's not so much about the amount of money you have, but rather how you feel within yourself. So I do feel like you're feeling abundant overall. Okay, you're feeling that you're able to enjoy the fruits of your labor. It feels like you put in a lot of effort. Your hard work has paid off. Okay, if you did put in a lot of effort in 2023, it does feel like the start of this year for you felt very much abundant, fruitful. You're able to just relax and enjoy the fruits of your labor. Okay, so let's see what else is coming through for that. Very much in your masculine energy too, regardless of gender, but it feels that you're taking care of yourself. Okay, we have the Sun and the Eight of Swords wanting to come out, as well as the Three of Pentacles. Interesting. With the Eight of Swords, it does feel that, and I'm getting drawn back to that Two of Swords. So I do feel like you're someone who does have a lot to be happy for, thankful for. There's a lot of things you enjoy in life, but for some reason there's also this sort of darkness that creeps within you where you feel anxious, you feel detached, you kind of fall back to this negative thinking pattern. But then you snap out of it. And I like that you have the Sun next to the Eight of Swords, because the Sun can definitely overpower this Eight of Swords. So I feel like you're able to catch it and just sort of change that mindset. But it creeps in, and I feel like the fact that it creeps in is still tiring. It still takes energy out of you. You know, it's like you could be really successful. You could have everything you want in life, but there's something that feels off. There's still a worry of some kind, a stress of some kind, a concern of some kind. But what's important for you is to stay happy and focus on the positive, because you have a lot of happiness here. Okay, and I feel like you also have a really good support group with the Three of Pentacles, whether this is colleagues or friends, but it feels like you have really good people around you. And again, a lot of blessings. You have the Nine of Pentacles right underneath that. So yeah, you do have a very abundant life. You have a lot of blessings, but there's this little negative naysayer in your mind that kind of plays tricks on you. It could be a program needing to be reset within your mind. I'm getting childhood things with that. So I just got drawn to the little boy here. So it could have to do with a childhood upbringing. Maybe you grew up in a scarcity household, and now as an adult, if you are living in abundance, there's this part of you that kind of feels, well, what if I lose everything? What if these friends leave me? So you are being called to work on that, heal that, so that you can just get rid of this altogether and just be in this happy, thriving energy. Okay, so that's January. So dates for January are January 3rd, January 8th, January 19th. All right. So if that resonated for you, this is definitely your reading. So let's keep moving forward. So for February, you have the Page of Swords. So there's that mind again, the thoughts creeping in again. So it feels like in February, you're very much in your headspace. It feels like you let the Eight of Swords energy win. Okay, so let me just go ahead and clarify that to see what other energies were affecting you this month. The Two of Wands, there it is again. There are choices. Like I said, choices is very important for you this year. Knight of Wands. I feel that you fear making impulsive decisions, or when you make those impulsive decisions, you kind of doubt them. So it's kind of like a double-edged sword, because you make the decision and then you regret it, or you don't make the decision and you feel like you should make a decision. Does that make sense? So I do feel like February, you're very much trying to think, what do I do next? What's on the agenda? But with the Knight of Wands, it feels like you made a choice. You did take some type of action. It could have been an impulsive decision, but a decision nevertheless. And I feel like you talked about it a lot. You tried to get a lot of different opinions, but it feels like the more you seek opinions and more external advice, the more you get confused at the same time. So I think for you, a pros and cons list is very essential. As long as it's you with your notes, that's going to be your best bet. So it does feel that February was a very restless month for you, even if it's just restless in terms of your mind. It feels like there's a lot of energies at play here within just yourself. But I do feel like I need to get one more card here. The Four of Swords, yeah. And then you have the Seven of Wands. So more wands. You have a lot of wands here. So with the Four of Swords, I do feel like you're being called to just relax, take a deep breath, and chill. Instead of rushing to make decisions, or instead of feeling that you need to have all the answers right away. Maybe you're deciding between going somewhere or staying put. And I think your best bet, again, like I said, is to just spend time on your own and figure it out. Don't rush into it. Don't overthink it. But I feel like the more I say that, the more it still makes you feel a little bit stressed out. But I think the biggest advice is to let go, and you'll get the answer. Because the more you focus on it, the more you get further away from making a decision. Okay, because then you have the Seven of Wands over here. So it feels that when you're seeking advice from people, if they're not giving you the right advice, it could cause conflict. Maybe you get defensive because deep down inside, you already know the answer. And if you get upset because they're not telling you what you want to hear, is because you already know what you want to hear. That's interesting. I hope that makes sense for someone. But it feels like there is a defensiveness. You don't like what people say, because I think you already know what the answer is. Especially with that Four of Swords. It's like when you detach, you spend time, and you withdraw, that's when the answers come in. So maybe do that. Take a bath. Maybe listen to some frequencies. Take a break from your phone and just go inward, and you'll get the answers you need. Okay, so that's the energy for February. So you have February 2nd, February 4th, and February 7th with the Seven of Wands. Okay, moving to March. So King of Swords. So again, with the swords, you could have air in your chart. Doesn't have to be the case, but you could have air. So that would be Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. You could be surrounded by air signs too. Maybe get influenced by them. But for March, you have the King of Swords. So I feel that whatever decisions you do end up making, they're very much logical ones, rational ones. So make sure that they're aligned with how you feel also. Two of Pentacles, there's that back and forth. You've had the Two of Swords, the Two of Wands, now the Two of Pentacles. So a lot of twos. So I do feel like you're very much split in half this year. You're very much indecisive. You're very much wanting both things, or unsure of what you want. Yeah, look at that. As I say that, you have the Seven of Cups. A lot of confusion, a lot of options. And I think you're confused because you have a lot of options. There's so much to choose from that it's making it hard for you to narrow it down. So I feel that for you, you end up making logical decisions because that's all you know. And Two of Pentacles is your energy, but even with the King of Swords, It's not Capricorn energy, but I could definitely see the influence of a Capricorn in the sense that you make a logical decision that isn't based off of your emotions, but rather what you think is right. But even then, something feels off about it because you're going back and forth with this Two of Pentacles. And the Seven of Cups, I feel like that's your emotions. I feel that logically you know what decisions you should make, but then your heart's like tugging at you and kind of saying, wait, don't forget about us. What about all these other options? I kind of like this. So it feels like in March you're still trying to figure it out. And I feel like you're the only reading where I'm feeling called to pull one more card because I feel that I'm channeling your confusion and it's making me need to pull more cards. Ten of Pentacles. Interesting. So it could have to do with family. There it is. I was waiting for it. The Two of Cups. So you've had all the twos pop up in your reading. So it could have to do with a romantic relationship or a relationship, a soulmate of some kind. Doesn't have to be romantic, but it can be. Okay. And then we have the Ten of Pentacles, so family. So your decisions that you're making could have to do with your family and your relationships. Okay, the feeling that I'm getting is almost that if you're wanting to move, maybe you're considering, well, I don't want to leave my family, but what if you're getting this really amazing opportunity to move somewhere else, but you're afraid to leave your family behind? That's kind of what I'm getting here. Okay, just use that as an example. I'm not saying that's like what's happening to you, but it's something that drastic that is making you consider all aspects of your life. So the family, the relationship. So if family and this relationship are important to you and you don't want to be away from them, then make decisions based off that. But then if you're getting this job offer, maybe of this like really good job with this King of Swords here, he looks like an attorney. Maybe you get this really good job offer at a law firm that's like on the other side of the country, but then it means leaving your family. So logically, taking this really good job is what you would do, right? But emotionally, it doesn't feel right. You don't want to be away from your family. So I feel like that's what you're conflicted with starting from February, because it feels like that's where you start to get confused. You could be getting affected by it from January too. Maybe you find out about that in January, but then it starts to get more real as February, March progress. Okay, so those are the energies that I'm getting for March. So March 3rd, March 10th, and March 2nd could be significant dates. And if you're wanting advice from me on what you should do, I feel that definitely trust your intuition. Do what feels right. Okay, and I know that's easier said than done, but if you feel that being away from family is too hard, then stay with your family. You can always find another job. But if you really want this job, especially if it's your dream job, then do that, Okay, so moving to April, we have the Five of Cups. So it feels like there's some wounds in April, some pain of the past. Let's see if this has to do with your decision that you make. The Eight of Pentacles. It feels like some of you choose the job, if that is a decision to be made, whether it's choosing family and home versus the job. It feels like with the Eight of Pentacles, you choose the job and you regret it with the Five of Cups. Or if you're a workaholic that chooses to work more hours and you neglect your family, that could still be the issue. It doesn't mean you're moving. That's just an example, but take that as it resonates for you. We have the Eight of Cups. So yeah, I do feel that with this Eight of Cups, kind of feels like these cups here are the people you leave behind or turn your back on. Just because of the Five of Cups, the way I'm feeling it. But this could also be you just walking away from things that no longer serve you, of course. But I'm feeling regret here in April for some reason. I feel like you do choose work over family, over what you love in terms of relationships, and it causes you to kind of go in this downward spiral where you do turn your back on the ones that you love. So definitely, use this as a forewarning if you find yourself doing that. If you find yourself putting work over family, this could come as a message to find the balance between work and life. Because it does feel like people want more of your attention. You're really good at your job, though, with this Eight of Pentacles. You're really good at what you do. You're a master at your craft. But I feel like it does come at an expense. You spend more time at the office. You spend more time at work versus family, because it feels like here, this is you. Normally when I do readings for people, I always feel like this is them. But for you, I'm getting that this is you over here. So it does feel that you could be choosing work over family in April, okay? So your family, your loved ones feel neglected by you. So just keep that in mind if that resonates. So dates for April are April 5th, April 8th, and April 8th again. So that could be April 16th. Okay, so moving to May, Knight of Cups. Okay, I love this because I feel like this is you getting back into your emotional space. I feel like you've learned that when you put work first, you put the logic first, it's at the expense of your emotion, your loved ones. So it feels that in May, you could have learned that lesson and you get back into your heart space. You come back, you make things better with your loved ones. You start offering your cup to people because you're able to give now. Queen of Cups, yep. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. You come back into your heart space, Capricorn. Yeah, after feeling like this, Nine of Swords, there's that fear, the guilt, of not feeling good enough. No, not that. Not doing enough for people, feeling stressed out about that, feeling that your world is collapsing. So I feel that you kind of get a reality check because you hit a breaking point where you're not happy. So you start to make changes and you start to get into your heart space. So very beautiful energy here in May. I feel that if you've neglected your loved one, maybe you stop taking them out on dates. For example, it feels that in May, you start to be more present. You start taking them out more on dates. And with the Queen of Cups here, you start getting into your heart space. So feeling more within yourself, doing more of what you love as well, and not taking life so seriously because you feel that you need to pay the bills and accomplish a bunch of things to feel worthy, but rather partaking in activities and hobbies that you love just because you want to do them, not because there needs to be a reward tied to it, So yeah, I feel that May is definitely a month for you where you get back to yourself. So dates for May are only May 9th because you only have the Queen and the Knights here. So yeah, pretty straightforward message. I'm trying to see if I'm getting anything else, but I'm not. Yeah, it changes. I just feel like everything changes because you start to see that there's more to life than work. Okay, so June, we have the World. So yeah, it does feel like you close a chapter, you close out the cycle, you learn the lesson. Okay, so let's see what this lesson is. The Star, beautiful, and notice how she's holding her heart. So I do feel that this is you coming full circle. Something happens. I do feel like you hit a breaking point and that just changes everything. The Fool, yeah, there's this activation, there's this new version of you. You take a leap of faith to do something different. And I do feel like that's why you had the Two of Swords and the background energies, because maybe you find it hard to be in the emotional space and you're trying to find the balance between the two. So it's easy for you to just ignore everything around you because you're unsure of what to do. But it feels like you're finding it, you're figuring it out as the year progresses. So I love this energy. You find hope again. I feel like your hope is restored, especially if you were going through a bit of depression, it feels like. Not sure what that's coming through, but that is because okay, you did have the Five of Cups here, and it, like I said, I do feel like you were the guy here drinking and escaping. So it does feel like you do tend to escape. Like I was saying, you could be a workaholic. You could escape at work. You could use work as an escape. Okay, but then something changes and you start to not escape your feelings anymore. You start to feel them and you start to heal, and hope is restored, especially if you were feeling depressed about something. You find hope where you can move forward and not feel bogged down by those negative thoughts or those negative feelings. Maybe that's why you do ignore your emotions, because when you feel them, sometimes they're not great, right? And that's okay. I think it's important to process any kind of emotion instead of suppressing it. So it feels like you allow yourself to feel this. And as you do that, you find grace within yourself. And you're able to feel all parts of you, both good and bad. And as you do that, you're able to move through that energy and not let it get you down anymore. It's not suppressed in your subconscious anymore. You're able to release it. Because I feel that the wind here and the leaves here is the emotions, the stagnant energy within you leaving your system. And you learn the lesson, you move forward, and you close the chapter on this indecision of, should I be logical or should I be emotional? Do I choose family or work? I feel like you make the decision, and it's from the heart space. Beautiful. So dates for June are June 21st, June 17th. And with the Fool, it's 0. So it could be anything with the zeros. So the 10th, the 20th, the 30th. Okay, so moving to July, you have the Five of Swords. So interesting. You're back in the Swords in July. Why is that? Feels like there's some competition. The High Priestess, interesting. And then you have the Eight of Wands at the bottom of the deck. I feel like you're not in competition with people anymore. I feel that this is you in the back. You don't care if other people get the promotion. Maybe you were working like a dog to get a promotion because you wanted to be number one. The ego wanted to be number one. But it feels that you allow other people to take that trophy because you know that it means nothing. With the intuition here, the High Priestess, this is because you know your third eye is open. Maybe it wasn't open before, now it is. Or maybe it was open, but maybe you ignored it, right? With that Two of Swords. You could ignore your own intuition sometimes. That's very real. So yeah, it does feel like you allow someone else to take that first place. You allow someone else to take that position or promotion because you know that if you take it, you're just going to work a lot and you don't really want that. So you take an L per se, but it's not an L, and you know that. Okay, with the third eye here, you know that this is the right decision to make. It feels right within your soul. You're feeling more wise too. You're making more wise actions. Sorry, wise decisions, but wise actions also, because I said that for a reason. But it feels like your decisions moving onward from May and June, they're more wise because you're doing it from the intuition versus the logic. Love that. And then with the Eight of Wands at the bottom of the deck over here, I feel that you're being pulled in a new direction. You're meant to go in a new direction. I feel like there's divine action here. So it feels like this paper airplane is your guides trying to get you to move into a new direction, whether that's a new job, a new place, what have you. But whatever it is, you're going to see the message because you feel it within yourself. This could even be like a download that you receive about not taking that job offer, for example. Not trying to win at something, choosing your battles, letting someone else win for once, because you know that in the end that doesn't matter. Trophies don't matter. awards don't matter, you know, like those egotistical things. Okay, so I do see like a surgence of your intuition towards May, June, July. Okay, so dates for July are July 5th, July 2nd, and July 8th. Okay, so moving to August, we have the Six of Cups. If you have children, especially if you were someone who is like a workaholic and you were kind of ignoring your family, it feels that in August, you spend more time with your children. Okay. And if that's not your message, I feel that this is you spending more time with your inner child. You know, there's this sort of nostalgic energy here that I'm feeling, very reminiscent, especially with the cups, because you're very much in your emotions here. So it does feel like you start to sort of reflect and ponder on your past. Let me see what that's all about. The Four of Wands, interesting. And the Death card is wanting to fall out as well, so I'll take it. Bottom of the deck is the Ace of Pentacles. I feel that there's this new door opening for you with this Ace of Pentacles, that it's almost making you reflect on your past, especially your childhood. Okay, so it could be your children or your childhood. Take that as that resonates for you. But whatever this is, it's a cause for celebration with the Four of Wands, but there's a transformation happening within you. I feel like you are up-leveling here. There's something worth celebrating. But you're reminiscent at the same time. Maybe because what you thought you wanted as a child or as an adult is changing, okay? The energy that I'm getting here is that childhood you is proud of you. And you know that. It's kind of like you're reflecting with your inner child and having a conversation, and they're telling you that they're proud of you and thank you for finding your voice, finding your power. And they're very proud of the person you've become, and the person you've become is worth celebrating. And this all happens as this new door is opening, this old you is shedding, going through a transformation here, so Scorpio energy. But it's very reminiscent, very nostalgic. So you could find yourself being very nostalgic in August because your whole life is changing. There's this new version of you to the point where you start to reminisce the old days or the childhood, especially if it's like a little sad. You know, you're kind of thinking, wow, we survived that. Look at where we are now. It's a very beautiful energy though. And it feels very reflective at the same time. I almost want to cry. So it does feel that you're giving reverence to yourself from as far as back as your memories go until this present moment. Wherever this present moment is for you in August, you know, you're taking heed of everything and everyone and you're reflecting on it. It's beautiful. So dates for August are August 6th, August 4th, August 13th, and August 1st. All right, so September, we have the moon. So again, in your emotions, it feels, I kind of feel that with you guys, once your emotions open up, you have this like heart chakra activation. It's almost like the floodgates, because it feels like it was suppressed for so long that when it finally, the gates are open, it's like the floodgates. It's uncontrollable. It's all coming out at once. But it's good. It feels very rejuvenating to the soul. And here in September, it kind of feels like your emotions get the best of you. It feels that you're having trouble controlling your emotions and finding the balance, because there is such a thing as being too emotional. We have to kind of, you know, get logical also. So I do feel like you're trying to find the balance here. Seven of Cups. Yeah. You start to get confused again. I do feel like it is, I feel like you struggle with balance going back to that Two of Swords that you had at the beginning. It's almost like you're either too logical, and then once you open up the floodgates, you're too emotional to the point where you get confused with your emotions. You're unsure of what to feel, what to do, and you're back at square one almost. But I feel like you're just figuring it out. It's a learning curve for you, and that's okay. Don't beat yourself up for that. It's a learning curve. So give yourself grace as you figure it out. Okay, we have Page of Wands at the bottom of the deck here. Yeah, I feel kind of stumped right now, and I think that's how you guys feel in this month. You're unsure of what to do. Especially if you did have this huge transformation in August, that you could feel a little bit uncomfortable in this new version. You're trying to figure it out. It felt really fun at first, it felt really exciting, but then it feels like, okay, now what? Why do I feel this way? Let me see, one more for the moon. Six of Pentacles and the Three of Swords. Yeah, you're just trying to find equality, balance, reciprocity. I feel like you're trying to find the right people in your life too, the people that can understand you on a soul level as well. But it's kind of hard for you. I do feel like that earthiness. I don't know. I feel like maybe the way you present yourself is very earthy, but deep down inside, you're very emotional. You have the Three of Swords at the background here. So I do feel like there is this pain, this like mental anguish that resides within you. And it kind of lingers in the background there. And you're trying to find the balance within that. It feels like you're really worried in September about what choices to make, what to do. But overall, with the Six of Pentacles, I do feel like you find that balance. I feel like there is a person in your life that you may figure out are a person you can rely on in terms of getting sound advice from them. Okay, it kind of feels like a mentor here, someone you can rely on. And this person is trustworthy. I do get a good energy from this person. Okay, but it does feel like I said in September, you're going to feel really confused, really worried about what to do. But in the end, I feel that the Six of Pentacles will bring that balance and give you those answers that you're needing. I feel like there's more I want to say to give you advice on this, but there's nothing that's coming through. And I think it's because that's how it feels for you. But what I am getting though with the Six of Pentacles is answered prayer. So I do feel like you do have a support system, whether that's your guides or someone in your life who's going to help you work through this ambiguity that you find in September. Okay. So dates for September are September 6th, 7th, 18th, and the 3rd. Okay, so moving to October, Seven of Swords. So back with swords. Yeah, it does feel that the emotional space gets too much, that you go back to the logical space, to the point where you do an injustice to yourself. So let me see what that's all about. Knight of Wands. Yeah, impulsiveness, rash decisions, not thinking clearly is what I'm feeling there with you. Seven of Wands, you start to get defensiveness. Yeah, I think for you guys, you're just trying to figure it out, you know? And like I said, give yourself grace while you do, because it does feel a bit erratic here with the Seven of Swords and the Knight of Wands. It's like you're hiding some aspect of yourself. You're just making decisions because you're like, fuck it, I'm gonna do that. Even though it doesn't feel right, I'm gonna do it because at least I'm doing something. And then Seven of Wands, you're a bit agitated, you're a bit defensive with the people around you that could be trying to give you advice. You're kind of like, I don't want to hear it. So that's November. Sorry, October. Yeah, because I think you just get fed up of being confused. So you just make a decision. And I'm going to move over to November now because I'm being guided to do so because I think it's going to all align with itself. So dates for October are October 7th and 7th over there as well. So that could be October 14th or any of the 7s. So 17, 27th. Okay, so November, you have the Hermit here, which I like because I feel that you could make some impulsive decisions. You could make some mistakes, you know, but I think it's all a learning curve for you that in November, you retreat back inward. You know, this is you thinking, okay, I was a hot mess in October, so let me try to do things a little different here. Let me go within, let me meditate on this, let me calm down. Okay, this is you going back into your earth energy, Virgo energy. Ace of Pentacles, yeah. Very grounded energy. So I think for you, it's really, really important to stay grounded. Because even when you're in the emotional space, if you're too, emotional and not grounded, it can cause an overpouring of emotions to the point where it's like too much for you. It doesn't feel authentic. So you get overwhelmed with it. Maybe you're crying a lot. Maybe you're triggered a lot. You know, so there's a balance that is required. So I feel that in November, you do find that groundedness and it's really good. And then you have the King of Cups at the bottom of the deck. So I do feel like you're learning to master your emotions. That's the whole lesson. And you're figuring it out. You're definitely more emotional than you realize. And you obviously saw that here. But I feel that maybe you thought that wasn't really me, but it is you. Okay, all you have to do is learn how to master it and find that balance. And once you do, you'll feel that peace of mind within yourself. Okay. But there's this door opening again for you. So I do feel that you figure it out. And with the hand here, this divine offer, I do feel that your spirit team intervene and give you downloads, give you wisdom in order to make those right decisions. And I feel like you know you're only going to get them when you go inward and you meditate and spend time on your own. And that's when the emotions get back in check. Okay, so whenever you do feel chaotic, you do feel like you're all over the place, meditation will be your saving grace. Okay, so dates for November are November 1st, November 9th. So finishing it off with December, you have the Queen of Swords and the Four of Pentacles. Okay, so back with the swords. Did you have the King of Swords anywhere? Oh yeah, over here. So you have the King and the Queen of Swords in your spread. So I do feel like you could have error in your chart, a lot of error. Yeah, I need to get another card for this. The Three of Wands. I feel like you start to be hard on yourself in December with this Four of Pentacles. It's like you start to sort of limit yourself, look at life through this half-empty glass, the scarcity mindset. And the Queen of Swords, it feels like you're almost punishing yourself. You feel that you need to be this way. But then you break free from that. Because when I pull the Three of Swords, I felt this energy of breaking free from attachments. So I feel like that could be you holding on to old beliefs and you're learning to still purge them. But you break free from them. You break free from these limitations. So I like that. Yeah, look at that. Ace of Wands. There's this creative side to you, this passion that wants to break free. And I feel like once you balance the emotions and the logic, the next thing that's going to be coming out of you is passion, action, just doing things out of a soul's calling, it feels like. But you have to get rid of these attachments that make you feel limited. But I do see you doing that 100%. Okay, Capricorn, so that is what I have for you. So the dates for December are December 1st, December 3rd, December 4th. All right, so let's go ahead and finish off with your oracles. So we have growing success, abundance, generosity, be excited, stay on path, improvement, manifesting, affluence, abundance. Yeah, I do feel like that's something you are learning. Abundance, what does that mean? It's not always money, right? Mayhem. Your manifestation is happening. Current issue reveals past wound. Spiritual growth, hang tight. Yeah, like I said, I do feel like this year may be a bit chaotic. It's going to feel like mayhem, but your manifestation is happening. You're clearing things of the past that no longer need to be in your life. You're growing spiritually. Loving all of you. Love and accept your inner darkness for greatest self-love. Deeply healing. World mirrors us. And there's that balance again, the yin and yang. So I do feel like that's your logic and your emotion. You know, it's like your dark side and your light side, and embracing all parts of you, bringing them together because they're both you. So I feel like balance is very, very big for you this year. Bottom of the deck is go for it, step outside of your comfort zone, make plans. Now is the time, favorable outcome, in alignment. All right, and your Sufi wisdom cards. Okay, the first one out is do not be frustrated. Let go and feel peaceful. And I feel like that's what you struggle with. You feel really frustrated, and I'm feeling that frustration here in September, I think it is. So yeah, your biggest message is to let go, and you'll feel peaceful that way. Concealed power, give birth to the wonder of revelation. Return to joy. We are here to experience joy. Yeah, we're not meant to always struggle and suffer. There's also joy. So remember that this year. Bottom of the deck is gift of freedom. Break away from your attachments. That was literally what I felt and heard when I pulled this Three of Wands. I think that's your biggest message this year, is to break away from the attachments that keep you limited and stifled. Give yourself this gift of freedom, Capricorn, and you will be an unstoppable force. This is that Ace of Wands activation that I'm feeling here too. All right, so final messages from the fortune reading cards. Fire, let go of emotional upheaval and embrace the renewal of the present. Yeah, I feel that when your emotions open, it's like this upheaval. It's crazy. It's an activation. But when you let go of all of it, I think you're meant to purge it all. It could be suppressed emotions from years ago, you know, especially with that Six of Cups, to the point where it's overwhelming. And maybe you get overwhelmed and you kind of shut it off again. You close it. But you have to leave it open, and you have to find the balance. Only then can you enjoy the present moment. Okay. Lion, harness the loyal and protective aura of the lion and charge ahead magnificently. Lovers, there are two paths ahead. Be true to yourself. Yep, and that's what I was getting. There's two choices. Choose were really big in your reading. So be true to yourself. That's how you know to make the right decision. Thorns, weathering the challenges ahead will bring in a new and positive future. So I feel like with this being the background energy, you are moving through the thorns, but you're walking towards the sunlight here. So always keep the faith, stay positive. All right, Capricorn. So that is what I have for you guys during this year. So for this year. So I hope you enjoyed this. Please don't forget to like this reading, subscribe, share, and hit that notification bell button so you receive notifications when I post again. I will be going live this week. So like I said, I'll keep you guys updated on that. And I'm still deciding if I want to do the love readings live or do the love readings separately. So when I figure that out, I will keep you guys updated. All right, so thank you for watching. See you guys next time.